So you guys were wondering what happened to Ben Askren. There's been a few things, few different stories going around. So Ben Askren hospitalized with severe pneumonia, unable to respond to anything at this time. So this was posted June 7th, which was yes 2 days ago. It says retired Ben Askren. You guys know Ben Askren. Collegiate wrestler, MMA fighter, commentator, personality. Retired UFC veteran Ben Askren is currently hospitalized with serious health issues, including severe pneumonia. Askren's wife, Amy, posted about her husband on Facebook after wrestling insider Pat Mino, I messed that up, I know, first posted about his condition on Twitter while also mentioning that he was dealing with a severe staph infection. So I'm always man, staph is real, guys. If you don't believe in staph, man, what are you doing? You guys need to make sure you're showering and cleaning those mats. And if people got stuff, all right, hey bro, take care of it, come back. You may have heard that my husband Ben is going through something, Amy posted on Facebook. He developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital and unable to respond to anything at this time. We welcome all prayers for healing and for peace. We're trying to keep life as normal as possible for our children currently and doing our best to support them thoughtfully, so please refrain from discussing it with them for now. That was Amy. That's Ben Askren's wife, Amy Askren. Askren, 40, just recently signed with Real American Freestyle, which is, we talked about that a few times. This is Hulk Hogan's new wrestling promotion. The new wrestling promotion, started by WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan and former WWE and WCW executive Eric Bischoff. At the height of his career, Askren was considered one of the top welterweights in the sport after he won titles in both Bellator and one championship. He eventually got a pop-up coming up. Thank you. He eventually joined the UFC as part of perhaps the first and only major trade between organizations, when one sent him there in exchange for Demetrius Johnson. Askren's run in the UFC ended with a 1-2 record, including a victory over Robbie Lawler in his debut, and then subsequent losses to George Masvidal and Damian Maia, two good fighters. A few weeks after the Maia fight, Askren announced his retirement from MMA, but he eventually returned to combat sports after booking a boxing match against Jake Paul. The fight ended with Paul scoring a first-round knockout in Askren's lone boxing appearance. Since then, Askren has primarily focused on coaching wrestling in his home state of Wisconsin. Shout out to Wisconsin. While still dabbling in MMA coverage, including a podcast he does with UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier. So we're going to read some comments. Wishing him the best. Terrible news. He is tough. He will make it. Those infections might be taken serious and react in advance. Wishing all the best for Ben and his family, especially the kids. Praying all goes good in Ben's prime Bellator run. I was just a kid, and I remember going to one of his wrestling camps and his coaching, and it was super cool. Then seeing him go to the UFC, and it was super cool to feel like I knew a UFC fighter. Now I just own some of his disc golf stuff. Oh, he's into disc golf? I didn't know that. Wishing Ben the best in his recovery. He handled his losses better than Masvidal handled his win. When he first came to UFC, I didn't care for him. I didn't like the stoppage versus Robbie. And as time went on, Ben became a stand-up human, won me over. Yeah, so we're going to look at Reddit too. Someone says, also, Ben's career is very underrated. Remember when he annihilated Andrei Korshkov in Bellator? I don't remember that. But perhaps what I like the most about him is his passion for teaching wrestling. In one interview, I recall him talking about how some coaches turn people away from the sport with poor coaching, and how taking a more cerebral, technical, and inquisitive approach to wrestling coaching could fuel passion instead of snuff it out, filling students' curiosity on the art and treating it like a proper martial art. I respected that. Also respected his creativity too. So let's go to Reddit. This is from 2 days ago. I'm not sure if it's been updated. Crazy news. I hope Ben is going to be fine. Ben might be the GOAT of good guys in MMA. Hope he comes out all right. What happened? Nobody knows as of right now. Clarification hasn't been posted. Just asking for prayers for his family. I see. Thanks, bro. Hope he's all right. Update. Sounds like he's in critical condition, battling a staph infection. So we've heard pneumonia. A lot of different stories going around. Another poster said, had a close friend die from a staph infection last year. Hope Ben can pull through. I knew that staph is nasty, but I had no idea you could die from it. If the infection is allowed to spread from the initial site and affect organs, it absolutely can. Absolutely. Keep in mind that MRSA is a general term for staph infections that are resistant to most antibiotics, and they kill people on a regular basis. So, guys, take this stuff seriously. My kidneys were hanging on by a thread due to the antibiotics needed to treat MRSA. Also lost some bone. That sucks. I got off pretty easily compared to you. Got it during a vasectomy and managed to spread it to everyone in the house after my doctor completely misdiagnosed it. Having a big MRSA sore on my scrotum. Oh, dang, that sucks. Absolutely sucks. And the months it took until everyone was clear was awful. But we never got to the point we were in danger. My mother got it on a separate occasion and spent days in ICU and nearly died. Staph infections are absolutely no joke. Holy crap. Glad you're okay. Do you do BJJ Muay Thai, and did it start and spread somewhere sensitive? I had one on my head recently and the itch drove me nuts. He says it was an unrelated injury and that needed surgery. I got the infection, I'm fairly certain, during the surgery. The rest was a series of doctor mess ups. This stuff's real, man. You guys think it's a joke. Think it's a joke out there. This stuff real. A lot of people, I can't say no names. A lot of schools out here, a lot of jiu-jitsu schools, they laugh at this stuff, knowing full well this can put someone in the hospital or worse. All infections can turn systemic or septic. He says systemic. I don't know. And trend down into sepsis. Someday when we're all old and have frequent UTIs, random skin tear infections, pressure ulcers, or the flu puts us on our butts, we'll all find out the hard way. Yeah, when you get old, the staph infection, if your immune system's kicking, you're good. But when you get older, that immune system not really operating the way it needs to, that pneumonia, those ulcers, the flu, that stuff gonna beat us up, bro. You resistant to every antibiotic, you screwed, bro. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you immune to all the antibiotics? Says, yeah, it can pretty easily get into the bloodstream and make you go into sepsis. I was hospitalized last year with one. I think that's how Kevin Randleman died. I believe it was heart attack or something. Yeah, Randleman's staph infection was literal nightmare fuel and completely wrecked his immune system. Can we find a picture of that for you guys? I don't know if we can show that. Not only can you die from it, it can also happen extremely suddenly and fast if you're young. It might be slightly different type of staph, but I got osteomyelitis in my leg when I was younger. Went downhill very fast. Very high fever, a ton of pain. They didn't know what I had at first, so they had to culture it. But they were able to save my leg, and then I was on antibiotics for a very long time with a PICC line. So definitely can go 0 to 60 in a few days. I have a nice crater in my elbow from a staph infection. That stuff is scary if left unchecked. Sepsis, don't mess around. You can ignore going to the doctor for lots of things, but infections are not one of them. You get an infection in your finger, you can easily lose it. I almost had to get a finger amputated because of a cat scratch. Infections can spread to your bone, and if it spreads into your blood, you'll go into sepsis shock and die. Is there any reason so many fighters get staph infections? Does it pass like ringworm? All the wrestling training, which is close contact involving sweating on mats and rolling on it over other people's sweat and germs, etc. Your skin is also always messed up from mat burns. Your immune system isn't at its best because you're overtrained, and lots of gyms don't clean as often as they should. Guys, make sure your gym is cleaning up. It's a perfect storm. My friends who train at TriStar call it tri-staff, and it's not as much of an exaggeration. So make sure you're going to schools that are clean, guys. You know, if you're paying money to train, you can tell the coach, hey, listen, you got to clean the mats. You need some new mats, or hey, this guy got staph, kick him off the mat. A lot of MMA gyms are extremely unsanitary. I've rolled in some that only mop once a day. Yep, that's where you get staph. Most commonly, you get it from rolling on mats with people who are infected. They deposit staph onto the mats. You get a friction burn, and then you're exposed. And then your exposed wound rolls over that spot. Roll for a couple of hours at the time, and it's bound to happen sooner or later if you don't religiously clean wounds and shower constantly. It says you don't even need damaged skin. You get boils like crazy from staph if you aren't religious with your hygiene when rolling. Gyms and training facilities are full of people sweating on the mats, their clothes, each other, etc. Lots of places for staff to hang out, like mats, pads, other training gear, and so on. Even if you're meticulous with cleaning and disinfection, and not all are, staff can still spread in that kind of environment. Someone says his wife made a post, severe pneumonia, not staph. Staphylococcus pneumonia. Here's the full name for you. Okay, didn't know that was a thing. His wife said pneumonia, it's no joke. Not trying to speculate or anything, but hope he's okay. Severe staph infection. Pneumonia is a general term for inflammation caused by the lungs, causing the lungs that causes symptoms, inflammation in the lungs that causes symptoms like dry cough and trouble breathing. Its seriousness has a huge range for something caused by indoor air quality that's an annoying cough to the thing that ultimately kills you because your body can't fight off a growing infection in your lungs, infection from virus, bacteria, and or fungus, etc. Pneumonia is often something that takes hold after your body has been beaten down by some other disease, i.e. something like cancer or AIDS. Is extremely sick, needs to be if extremely sick, need to be hospitalized, and pneumonia takes hold in the hospital, it might be the acute cause of death. But pneumonia would never be an issue if their immune system and other bodily functions hadn't been severely affected by cancer or whatever the virus is or whatever the fungus is. So unfortunately, it can be both staph infection and pneumonia causing some serious health issues. Worsening pneumonia when you are already hospitalized in critical condition is unfortunately a very bad sign. Someone says, my brother just passed 2 weeks ago from a sepsis pneumonia combo. It's very serious and can happen quickly. It says staphylococcus infections are no joke. I always lather any little bumps on my skin with 70% rubbing alcohol. A month ago, I had a little bump size of a grain of rice. I noticed right before bed. I woke up and had a nasty, hot, discolored patch the size of my phone. Wow. They definitely are not. Just seeing what it does to the healthiest, best athletes in the world, and the medication messes you up too, and your biome. I hope he's all right. No point in speculating. I hope whatever happened doesn't prove fatal for Askren. God, I wonder what happened. Literally nothing about him online other than these tweets. I hope it was nothing serious. His wife posted he got severe pneumonia. So it could be connected to pneumonia and the staff. It's all a perfect storm, guys. So make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Make sure you're taking care of your facilities. Make sure you're taking care of your training partners. We're very, very balanced ecosystem. All it takes is one person getting sick and passing it to everyone else. Says it's definitely serious when people are asking for prayers, unfortunately. Last time they did, that was for the Rumble dude. Hoping the best for Benny. It says update. Ben's wife shared that he's battling severe pneumonia and not responsive. Not staph or a car accident, as has been shared. To be fair, if it's bacterial, most common Streptococcus pneumonia is close to Staphylococcus aureus, and both are an infection, just different bacteria. Positive is antibiotics does help with that one, but kind of hard to fight not having air. This is really sad. I was watching videos yesterday from his time in the UFC and his parody videos of Adele's Hello. It made me nostalgic because I only started watching UFC in 2019 and remember when he joined. Hope he pulls through. He coaches my son. The hospitalization started with a severe staph infection and then moved on to pneumonia. It's been going on for over a week. So yeah, that's pretty bad. I hope everyone in the gym's doing okay. Hope the staff didn't spread. This sounds extremely serious. Putting aside all the memes and trolling, this is real stuff. Please pull through, brother. Supposedly, he's battling a severe staph infection, but then again, a lot of people are saying bad car accident. Either way, it doesn't sound good for Funky. I want Ben Askren to stay alive. We all do. Doesn't sound good at all. I hope he pulls through. Whatever the situation, I hope Ben pulls through and makes a full recovery. Awful news. Wishing you a safe and quick recovery, Ben. You're a good dude and deserve to pull through. Wishing the best for Ben Askren. Hope he makes it out. Whatever, this is okay. Hopefully he recovers quickly. Posting positive energy for Ben. It says, Ben inspired me to get back in the gym a while back. I feel I owe him a little bit of the good health I'm in now. He's one of the true nice guys in MMA. Thoughts and prayers for Askren and his family. Thank God he is alive. He is a warrior and will pull through. Yeah. Not something we want to hear. How does a staph infection lead to severe pneumonia? Well, your immune system goes down. Pneumonia is very, what's that word? Opportunistic, It says, based on his wife's tweet, sorry, I'm not familiar with it all. Sepsis, you get a lot of organ failures from it. Lungs could be directly infected or often just fluid-filled from inflammatory response. Basically, they need to support the organs for a few weeks till the antibiotics clear the infection, and then the body can start bringing the organs back online. Looks like it's pneumonia, and he's not reacting to anything. Probably Legionnaire's disease form of pneumonia if it's that serious. It's easier to just get pneumonia instead of having people have to Google the specific type. But if he's not responding to treatment and it's pneumonia, that could be high on the tier list of seriousness. I had a staph infection in my foot once. I did too. I was misdiagnosed. It was misdiagnosed as gout. The misdiagnosis almost caused my leg to get amputated. My foot was in intense pain for 3 months. Staph infections are serious trouble. I'm rooting for Ben. Yeah. This is guy. I don't want to read that one. Let's see. Pneumonia is not to be taken lightly. A little over 5 years ago, one of my best friends went to the ER when he was subsequently diagnosed with a severe case of double pneumonia. He would never see his home again. Sad couple of weeks for a man's fam. So I didn't realize staph infections could be life-threatening. You didn't realize staph infections could be... Who is this dude? Is this like he ignored it and didn't go to the doctor or what? Ben isn't even very old and seems very healthy. Well, staph doesn't care how healthy you are. Staph's job is to take you out and repopulate itself and spread. It's a virus. It's a bacteria. Yeah, I think it's a bacteria. It's just trying to spread and replicate itself, reproduce itself. Staph is brutal. The speed with which it can become septic and infect the blood and lungs is crazy. Even catching it and healing from it, depending on how large the infection was, is crazy. It has to heal from the bottom up, as opposed to most wounds which scab over and heal down. Says staph is extremely serious and life-threatening bacterial infection. It will kill you if it isn't treated. Everybody that participates in combat sports should know this and how to recognize symptoms on day one. All that said, per his wife, Ben is in the hospital with severe pneumonia and not responding to treatment. Not staph or car accident. No, listen, it's staph turned into pneumonia. Severe staph infection. He will make it, but it's nasty. Let's see. Anything come up? We're trying to see. They had a few posts to his wife's. Can we see another post? I think we read this one. Yeah, we read this already. We're gonna go back and see. See if we can find anything else. Okay, we found it, guys. We found it. Oh my God, it took forever. We found it. All right. I think I'm gonna read through this. Now, this might be it for today, guys. I'm a little tired. And again, send your best wishes to Ben Askren and his family, his wife and kids, his wrestling community, his MMA community. So we read it earlier, but we're gonna read it again for people that are asking for Ben Askren updates. It says, you may have heard that my husband Ben is going through something. He developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital and unable to respond to anything at this time. We welcome all prayers for healing and for peace. We're trying to keep life as normal as possible for our children currently and doing our best to support them through thoughtfully. So please refrain from discussing it with them for now. Someone says, oh, Amy, I'm so sorry to hear this. I'm praying for Ben and all of you. So sorry to hear this. Praying for you, for him and your family at this time. Hoping he gets well soon. Sending prayers and hugs. A lot of prayers. Sending love and prayers. So sorry to hear this. Keep Ben and your family in prayers during this time. Sorry this is happening. Yeah, so mostly people just sending prayers, not really asking what's going on. Sending love to you and the family. I was hoping there might be something new on here. Thank you for the update, Amy. Vince is very worried. Okay, well, that's personal. The Askren family is the best. Sending hope and prayers to you guys. Crazy, nobody's really asking what happened, but they just saying prayers. Guys, don't send the same message. Says you're doing great, bro. Thanks, man. He's one of the toughest guys I know, trusting in the Lord to bring complete healing, praying hard for him. Rest and heal up, Ben. My mother went through the exact same thing. She made it out just fine. Well, we don't know his case, hopefully he does. So far we think it's staph that turned into pneumonia. Again, your body's systems are connected, so Ben is strong. He'll be okay. I know it. But in the meantime, be a little selfish once in a while. Be sure you take care of yourself. He needs you to be healthy and strong too. My man Ben got a real one, man. Some of us, we ain't got no real ones holding our back, Yeah, a lot of prayers. A lot of prayers. Um, you never know. You never know your impact on people until stuff like this happens. You never know how loved you are until stuff like this happens. Nobody's really asking what's going on, but a lot of just sending prayers. Yo, you might just get healed up. All these prayers, you got all these prayers. You might be healed up, man. Got some scams in the comments too. Talk about herbal remedies. Nah, take that antibiotics, bro. I am sure it was performed throughout the diagnosis that if Legionnaires was possibly present, I'm a survivor of such a deadly yet commonly untested disease. Someone did mention Legionnaire's disease. Um, Not sure how this appeared on my feed, but I'm on day 11 in the hospital. Nine of those in the ICU with strep A pneumonia with a staph infection in my blood. Sending so many prayers to your family. So a lot of people actually going through this stuff, or have been through it, or had family members or friends going through it. So again, guys, take care of your health. You got some infection, go get it checked out if you can. I did have a YouTube video about this. We're not gonna watch. We're gonna watch some YouTube. I think we're just gonna watch this on.
Well, today is gonna be a day.
We're gonna listen to Jess on Fire. We're gonna listen to him talk about. Hopefully, I don't get hit with a copyright or something. We're gonna listen to him talk about Ben Askren. I'm gonna maybe have him just do the audio. I think I might be okay if it's just the audio, possibly not the video. So we'll see if I can finagle this, guys. If the live stream does get taken out, that means I got hit by Jess on Fire. Hopefully, Jess on Fire is cool. We're gonna subscribe and like the video. We just want to listen to your audio a little bit, bro. We're not ripping off your video. We might look at something else while he's talking. We were gonna watch that Tynan highlight, but we ain't doing that no more. So let's see. I might go back to Reddit while he's talking. I might look for some other details. Okay.
For MMA news, I apologize. I have to be quiet because it's really late at night after the UFC. But my goodness, man, we got a couple stories here with Ben Askren and Nick Diaz that are very concerning. And listen, dude, like the life of a fighter after their career. I mean, listen, lots of guys they do fine. They go into other things, and other guys. I mean, I don't know how much this one with Ben Askren has to do with like damage that he's done to his body throughout his career. But given that I'm hearing that it's a severe internal staph infection and he's in critical condition, his family thought he's like, I mean, he still may die actually, but they were, I mean, it was bad enough that they were almost certain he was going to die. And I can tell you guys a little bit about what's going on, but obviously prayers and good thoughts go to his family because he's a father, husband, he's got kids, and it's a really bad situation with Ben Askren. And, it's like the thing that happened with Stephan Bonner. When Stephan Bonner died, they said it was a severe staph infection. It turned out it was a fentanyl overdose, but like for a long time they said it was a staph infection. Could have been both, dude. Who knows? And then the Nick Diaz thing, his girlfriend is reporting that he's been drugged and forcibly taken to a rehab center in Mexico, and he's being confined against his will. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, so a little bit more of a somber video than the one that I will have either posted before or after this about the UFC last night and Merab's incredible performance. But yeah, so I'm gonna read through this article here on Ben Askren. Then we'll do the Nick Diaz one, and we'll talk about
we're not following Nick Diaz, guys. We're following Ben Askren today,
etc. So former UFC fighter and Bellator. Oh, by the way, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to help me out. Help yourselves out, or whatever. Former UFC fighter and Bellator champion Ben Askren is in critical condition after contracting pneumonia. Um, well, I'll tell you what happened afterwards. So, after several reports that Askren was facing a significant health scare due to a staph infection, a Facebook post by his wife, Amy, was shared on social media. You may have heard that my husband, Ben, is going through something. He developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital and unable to respond to anything at this time. That's very scary. Like, can't respond. I don't know if he's asleep or like what, but we welcome all prayers for healing and peace. We are trying to keep life as normal as possible for our children currently and doing our best to support them thoughtfully. So please refrain from discussing it with them for now. Chael Sonnen briefly addressed the situation on X, posting, Ben is alive and prayers are wanted. Family choosing privacy at this time. So I guess staph local pneumonia is apparently pneumonia brought on by staph infection. Dude, staph is scary, man. Especially if it's MRSA. You know, like I don't know if you guys know the difference between different strains of staph, but like the MRSA is very resistant to antibiotics, and it developed over a period of time because people were it's like people were not finishing their courses of antibiotics, or they were taking antibiotics too much, and so this strain of staph became very, very resistant to antibiotics, and it's insanely dangerous. When I had staph, like I had a serious bout of staph last year that like I couldn't get rid of, dude. So like it was, I was never able to culture it. Every time that I would go to get seen, it would be like dry by the time I saw it, and so they couldn't culture it. But like, I've talked to multiple healthcare people. Given how it responded to certain antibiotics, they're like, dude, it's probably MRSA because that like it shouldn't have been that hard to get rid of. But yeah, I talked to people, because people on the channel knew that I had it, and there were people reaching out telling me about like their experiences with staph, and they were, the horror stories were all MRSA, Dude, I had a cop tell me that he was in the hospital for I don't know, like maybe like a shooting victim or something like that. Something happened in the hospital, and someone with staph, like he got cut, and someone with staph, like so it got like the MRSA got straight into his bloodstream, and he should have been dead. Like he was hospitalized for like 3 months or something like that, and like it's super dangerous. So yeah, like very few details of Askren's diagnosis or status are known beyond this post. Yeah, I mean, like what I heard is that they were essentially certain he was going to die, and his current status is actually kind of like miraculous, and he's still in critical condition. So miraculous brings us to critical condition, and he can't respond. So like that's how bad it was. He was like, I heard that he was at a place where he had been at some conference, and he just started feeling, I don't know what brought it on, but he checked himself into a hospital, and then he just completely deteriorated like very, very quickly. And pneumonia, I mean, if you don't know what pneumonia is, it's where your lungs fill up with fluid. It's horrifying, I've heard. I mean, you can't get oxygen.
Yeah, shout out to him. So we got one more post we're gonna look at from Chael Sonnen. Nah, I think this will be the last thing because I need some lunch, guys. Tournament week, I gotta eat. Not too much. Ben is alive and prayers are wanted. Family choosing privacy at this time. And that was response to someone asking, "Can you get us some confirmation on Ben Askren?" What happened? Yeah, people always asking what happened. Ben is a good man. His wife posted. We read that post. All the best to Ben Askren. Chael Sonnen, you're the GOAT. Thank you. Been keeping Ben, his loved ones, and dedicated health professionals in my prayers. Thank you. What's happening? People keep asking what's happening. Staff accident, and he you don't listen to anybody on here. So as far as we know, he's got pneumonia, and that's the story. All right, he's been unresponsive. We're hoping for the best. He's a father. Godspeed. We can't lose Ben. He's 101. Praying for him. He's indispensable in the world of wrestling and is a good man. Let's pray for a miracle. Praying for you, Ben. Um, much love to the Askren family, and here's hoping for a speedy recovery. Not my favorite fighter or MMA personality, but I wish him well and hope he has a speedy recovery. Shout out to Kayla Harrison. Hey, Kayla Harrison, what's going on? What's she doing? Kayla, not to downplay Ben Askren. We're hoping for the best, but we can also celebrate Kayla Harrison. She just won the UFC, her first UFC title. Good morning, champ. She in the bed with the. She better wipe that thing off. That thing got staph on it. that thing definitely got staph on it. So yeah, guys, be careful out here. Shout out to Kayla Harrison, 2-time MMA world champ, PFL, and now UFC, and 2-time Olympic champ, 2 times mom. So shout out to her. She doing it. She just won her belt. Very inspirational. She over there hanging out with Trump. Yeah, guys, I think that's it, man. So we talked about a little bit of stuff. UFC, BJJ. We talked about UFC, BJJ. How nobody's happy with that. We talked about Anthony Bourdain. Shout out to Anthony Bourdain. Biggest celebrity we're gonna have in our sport. We talked about Ben Askren, a few fighters like Kayla. Shout out to my boy Pedro. My boy Pedro's got a birthday, so I'll post on social media about that. So hopefully he's having a good day. Maybe eating some acai and enjoying some good some Chinese food or something. He's Puerto Rican, but he likes the Chinese food. So that's it, man. I'm tired. I'm gonna try to be live this whole week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 12 ish. We got a tournament on Saturday, so I'm getting ready for that. Otherwise, I stay consistent. If you guys like this video, man, let your friends know. We got a live stream, jiu-jitsu live stream. We do cover some wrestling news, some judo news, and some jiu-jitsu news, of course. We watch videos. We break down stuff. We break down matches. We do a lot of stuff. There's no limit to what I can do on this channel. I posted an instructional video the other day. I'll pull that up real fast. That I shot a long time ago. I just didn't post for whatever reason. So you guys welcome to check it out. It's not getting that many views, but the watch time has been pretty good. So yeah, I did it on that's our video right there. I got too many videos, guys. Where's my channel at? I got 2 channels, guys, just so you know. So we put out a video recently on how Adele submits everyone. So you guys can check that out. Oh, you guys can't even see. Here you go. Whee! This one right here. Your boy. I still do some techniques, guys.
Hit play. All right, guys. Today we're gonna be.
We go over some techniques and yada yada. Might be boring to some of you, but if you want to learn some good techniques, you guys check that out. Otherwise, that's it, man. I'm done, man. Have a good Monday, guys. Stay out of trouble. Wash up, shower up after training, and be healthy out there, man. That's all I can say, guys. So peace out. We got some sponsors too. Inverted Gear. If you want to sponsor Inverted Gear, you want some Inverted Gear gi or no gi stuff, go for it. We also got BJJ Mental Models. So I'm gonna go work on a video for them, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.